Doing an oil change on this 2009 Bobcat 2300. This has got the diesel motor on it. Let's take a look. So this has the Kubota 3-cylinder diesel. And things you're going to need. You're going to need some oil, a filter, brake clean as always, a drain pan, and a 14mm socket. First thing, it kind of helps to get this thing on ramps, the rear wheels, so then it's tilting forward slightly so you can get all the oil out. And another thing I'm going to do is just come in here and blow off the top of the motor, so when we crack this guy loose, we won't be getting crap in there. I also like to loosen it up a little and then blow it out again. And then we'll just take it off and set it back on and go underneath. Underneath we have the oil pan. Here's the drain. I'm going to just clean it off quick with some brake cleaner. And you put your 14mm, that brake, that's loose. Hopefully this can come out without making too much of a mess. And we're going to let that drain. And while this is draining and making a mess everywhere, here's the filter. And it's kind of tight to get at, but I'm able to get on there with my left hand and just crank. It's moving. And all you can see is my stupid arm. But just keep working at that until it comes off. You might need a special strap wrench or something, but I'm getting it by hand. It's just hard to film it. Alright, I got it loose. And just spill molten hot oil all over your arm. Try to get it in the pan. And I just try to get it out so it's like this, so it doesn't spill more. And then next step. Now we're ready to put the drain plug back in. I replaced this crush washer that was there. Before we put that in, just wipe it off real good. And then just tighten it. Use your discretion. Next, I just like to put a little bit of oil inside of the filter. And then take some of that oil and oil up your gasket. And you're going to want to make sure that you're, from up above, you can kind of see it. It's kind of hard to see. But you can kind of see where the oil filter goes. Make sure that the old gasket isn't on the block, and make sure that you wipe that off with a rag so it's clean. Okay, I fished the filter up through here and got it started. Just going to tighten it. And then once the gasket surface kind of starts to compress, you give it another 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn. Right there. Now that we're done down here, it's a good idea to just spray a little brake cleaner anywhere that you dripped oil, which is probably everywhere. And then wipe everything up. Back up top, we're ready to add the oil. The service manual calls for 3 quarts. So in this case, I'm using Shell Rotella T6. And I'm going to add about 2.5 quarts and check it. So I added about 2.5 quarts, a little more. Started up, drove it off the ramp, so we're sitting on level ground now. And shut it off. And I already pulled the dipstick earlier and wiped it. But we're right at the top of those numbers, so we're a little low. So I'm going to add a little bit more. So now we're going to check the oil level. I ended up putting about 3.5 quarts in it. And that looks like it's really close to full. So I'm just going to call it full. And it will never focus. But 3.5 quarts. The book says 3 quarts, but maybe that's not counting with the filter. So buy 4 quarts or gallon, just like this jug that I had.